Welcome everyone, it's Unstoppable Stoletzi with yet another Age of Empires 3 Definitive Edition Casa game. So now we got ourselves a nice 1 versus 1 supremacy between the Germans and the United States. Before we get started, let's look at this map to see what sort of stuff is going to make a big difference in the gameplay. So the big thing about this map is, it's basically a big giant ball shape where you got these big nice rivers that go right through it. You get this one that goes from top to bottom here, and then you got this one that goes from left to right here. And the only way you can cross is through two separate fords on each river, crossing two over here, two over here, two over here, and two over here. And as a result, it makes walling a bit easier, as the only way you're getting past this water otherwise is literally just plopping a dock down, getting a ship and riding across, and that's really, really expensive, so why would you do that? And also, one more thing you gotta know too is there is train posts on this river route as well, on both of them. And then you get some European natives in the form of the House of Jagiellonian, as well as that of the House of Habsburg, so you get some pretty good European natives here as well. Let's see how this match goes. I'm pretty curious about it. Alright, so Germany. What does Germany got? Well, they got these very powerful settler wagons, 2 population, but they gather as good as 2 settlers, so double the gather rate, really. And when it comes to technologies like those in the market, those of the home city, those from the resource buildings, their gather rates are just really good. And that's why you see Germany get in the market now, in fact. It's because they know if I can go onto wood at the start, pick up my coin crate, I can get hunting dogs really early and make these settler wagons work really, really hard. Like super duper hard, actually. As for the enemy here, we got the United States. United States, they of course just use plain old villagers, settlers for the most part. I mean, they do get a German immigration card that lets them get settler wagons later, but as you know, the United States is very diverse in this game, both in terms of their cards. They get a lot of immigration cards that benefits them somehow, like they get the Dutch immigrants, which gives them a bank, also improves mining, and then they get the German immigrants, which allows German immigrants to settle down in Germantown, causing mills to provide settler wagons, yes. And do they get any other immigrant-related stuff? So they actually get the Russian-American company, which gives you blockhouses and bear hunting. And then they get Kovacs Legion, which gives you Magyar Hussars. So very powerful stuff for the USA Civ. And one more thing that goes in their favor as well, the fact that instead of aging up with regular politicians, they age up with states in the Union. So Massachusetts, Delaware, Kentucky, really any U.S. state that you could think of in its early history, they can age up as it, and it does 2 things. It gives them a standard bonus, like crates or units, and then a second bonus of about 2 cards added to your deck. As you can see right here, the USA starts out with only, 21 cards? And soon that expands to about 27 cards by the Imperial Age. So they get a lot of cards in their deck they can work with by the super late game. And you kind of have to deal with the smaller deck at the start, and then you just use your age ups to determine what sort of deck you're going to have for the early and mid game. And different states have different advantages. Some are more military, some are more economical, some deal with food, some deal with coin. It's really what you want, really, from it. And some of the technologies from these cards can be pretty powerful, so you're going to have to look real carefully to see what you want exactly. This mill is up for the United States just so they can get that free settler wagon ad, and then they can start training their own settler wagons from that mill. What state are they going up as, by the way? Oh, Delaware. Nice pick. I usually go up with Pennsylvania myself. I'm kind of a Pennsylvania fan because of the many special church-related technologies they get in the form of early skirmishers and dragoons, as well as a massive coin trickle that you can use to funnel out outlaws. As for the Germans, they're going up with the Corps Master, I would assume. Is that right? Yep, Corps Master. I had it right on the money there, because I know, as Germany, you need a lot of wood. Like a lot of wood. And the reason for that is, what's the thing that your cards do? Gives you free hand cavalry in the form of Uhlans. So what do you do to be able to still train units and such? You need 400 wood to keep up production buildings and houses, and to do all that while maintaining that 4 extra population from each card you're gaining in the form of those Uhlans. So you need a lot more wood as Germany. And that's why you're sort of seeing Germany focus a lot on the market technologies now. They got hunting dogs a lot earlier, I would assume, and now they're getting the placer mines. Yep, the placer mines will help with the mining. And then that gives their settler wagons a bit more time to worry about wood chopping. You know, see, they already have 30 population right now, so they don't have to worry. They can ship out one of these crates. They could even ship this card out. And, oh, they're actually going to go with the economic option of about 3 settler wagons. Now, this is a very powerful card, as you know, because it basically is like in 6 villagers, since each of those settler wagons gathers really as good as 2 villagers. And then, of course, you get 2 Uhlans on top of that. It's a card that has about 10 population space required to maintain it, so as you know, you're going to need a lot of houses, and that's where Corps Master comes in. And it looks like they already got enough population because of all those wood crates that came in. And then they're going to be able to go up next with the coin crates. So I guess for Germany, instead of doing the 700 wood, 700 coin fast fortress, Germany can actually afford to go greedy and get the settler wagons instead of the wood crates, leading to a lot more flexibility in what resource they're going to be pulling out. With settler wagons, you can get meat, you can get wood, you can get coin. With wood crates, you can only use that, of course, to put down barracks, stables, houses. Maybe you can put it into a technology, but it's not as flexible as having 6 additional villagers working for you. And it looks like right now, Germany's just going to hold on to their Uhlans. They're going to get about 4 of them now, since they just got 2 cards out. And with these Uhlans, you could try to look around here and see how can I pressure my enemy. But I think they're a little bit wary of that right now, just because the USA is going up with regulars for their military unit. Regulars, as you know, a musketeer. That bayonet attack is real nasty for Uhlans. They don't want to be dealing with that. So if the Uhlans are going to be doing some scouting, they they have to stay up here. They can't fall into the last lay of those heavy infantry, or they will get up close and personal with them, and it'll get real nasty real quick. But I think Germany's going to have some trouble here doing raiding. You know, they're literally surrounded by these mills, which has some fair line of sight. So if the German Uhlans are coming in to do some damage, they're going to have a bit of a warning that they're coming, and they'll be able to get those bills into the TC. It's kind of funny, though, because you'd think Germany would have an automatic advantage because they're using settler wagons, but USA, they're doing the same thing themselves because of their German Immigrants card. Crazy, isn't it? You know, DE added a lot of cards to civs, and they added a lot of new civs too that can function in many different ways. Now, the concept of having a German Immigrants card isn't too new, because I think the concept came from the Napoleonic era, which one of the main developers is from for this game. So I think that's where the whole immigrant cards idea came from, since that mod used to have it. And in fact, if I do some Napoleonic era games on my channel, beyond the Prussian one I did, I could totally show you what those old ones look like, and I could show you how powerful they were. I like those ones a bit more because they delivered military units a lot more, so But at the same time, the ones in this game are more economical, I would say. The Chinese one being good for trading posts, the Dutch one giving you the bank, the Germantown one's giving you the settler wagons. So it's really up to you what you prefer. Do you prefer military units that you don't normally have access to, or do you prefer better boom potential, better access to shipments, that sort of thing? Yep, always tell me what you're interested in terms of strategies too, because, I'm always, even when I'm not casting like I am here, I'm always looking for additional builds to do. So if you have any ideas for me, always pop them up to me. Occasionally we get people that send me builds, and I try to follow them to the best of my ability. And then I add my own sort of pizzazz to them based on what I would do. Like right here, look at this. Skirmishers. German skirmishers. Now, you saw how quickly those USA regulars were running for their lives, right? Yeah, that's sort of the power of the fast fortress. Fast fortress, or even just a semi-fast fortress, gets you really ahead because it grants you access to very powerful light cavalry as well as skirmisher-based cards that you don't get in Age 2, which means that somebody's going for a mass musketeer-based rush on you, that 8 skirmisher shipment, as long as you're not throwing them right in front of those infantry, are going to force them to retreat. Because if you're playing right, you're going to take advantage of that 20 range, which gives you approximately, basically that's about 6 range above that of the musketeer units. Allows you to kite them infinitely, as long as you're microing properly. See, this is why we see USA here going for double stable hussars, because really, this massive hussars might be the only thing that saves them right now. You're not going to be able to get to these skirmishers well by using regulars alone. You're going to need hussars to deal that heavy melee damage to them, and it's also going to snare them. Oh no! You allowed yourself to get split down the middle like a banana split, and your skirmishers got sacrificed into the fire. Wow, that was not good. Whole shipment destroyed. Huh. So what are you gonna do now? What is it? Do they have any production buildings? Not right now, but what's this? We do see a stable up here though. Right, so yeah, that could be a bit of a problem. You're gonna want to get that stable up right away. Maybe a barracks to make some skirms. Looks like right now they're just shipping in their Age 3 Yuan shipment, which is going to give them a lot of hand cavalry. Now, that will be good against the hussars en masse, but against these regulars, nah, I wouldn't do that. It's really not going to be good. So I think they're just trying to get up their damage and beef it up, so that if these enemies come under their TC, they can just start whacking them really hard, doing heavy damage to them. Yuans are great for that, by the way. When you know you're not going to take a lot of counterattacks, Yuans dish out the most damage of any hand cavalry you know, except maybe the Spanish Lancers. Spanish Lancers are a category all on their own. So what's this stable going to be used for? Well, looks like we're actually going to be looking at Industrial Age first, because I do see the resources being farmed up for that. Yeah, Industrial Age. With who, though? The Engineer, so 2 free Falconets. Very, very powerful play. That gives you exactly what you need to deal with those regulars. And what's USA even doing right now? Are they even approaching Fortress Age? Well, it looks like they'll be able to afford it real soon, because they got the coin for it. They just need a little bit more comida from those farms. Yeah. Whatever cards did this USA player send, by the way? So it looks like they sent the wood in. Looks like they sent advanced homesteading. So that's probably where they got those mills from. They sent in Delaware Blues. Ships an additional regular for each shipment you have sent so far in the game. That's probably how they got that mass. Oh yeah, so they were playing a lot around agriculture this game, and that's why they went with the German Immigrants cards, because they knew having all those mills around from your home city, that means you're going to be able to get large numbers of settler wagons out super quickly to keep up with the German economy. They're just getting their level 1 architects now. I see the gang saw, the placer mines, and the hunting dogs right now, so a bit delayed, you know. Tuski, as you know, got those at the real start of the match. And, oh yeah, so they're going up next with the Tennessee state of Tennessee, which I believe is, well, we'll have to see. I don't use them a lot, but I imagine they have something to do with maybe gunpowder units. It's a bit of a quiz for me because, you know, I don't play the USA Civ enough to explore the different cards. Should probably look into that, you know. Just like the Mexico states as well. I only use a handful of them whenever I play them, and then I just sort of go adrift when I think of the other ones. Like, oh yeah, what do they do again? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I'm sure after casting probably 20 billion games, I'll get the cards of each state for Mexico and USA down to a T, probably. And you'll be like, oh, thankfully he finally learned them, so now we can understand what the builds are doing. Yeah. It's a lot easier said than done. But what's a lot easier to conceptualize is the German strategy. So Germany now is going Skirmisher and War Wagon. This is a build we saw from them in the last game that Tuski was Germany. He basically went for a full mass of like skirms and war wagons against the Dutch, and also relied on a lot of Uhlans as well. Now, looks like here, these Uhlans are veteran levels, so they are a little bit more upgraded. They're a little bit more upgraded. And after that, what is USA going to do exactly? Well, I see some sharpshooters here. These sharpshooters, you know, they're pretty good. They don't have as much damage as a standard skirmisher, I think, at least in terms of base damage, but they do get extra range. They do get good multipliers, so you've got to watch out for those things. They really can hit you really hard and kite you really hard. They can actually even slightly kite against the German skirmishers because they have 2 additional range that the generic skirmisher does not have. Skirmisher with the long range attack but low hit points gains extra range per upgrade, so I didn't know that fact. That means that they're going to gain even more range, is that right? Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good indeed. Things you learn every day. So we see some blockhouses coming out from the Russian-American company. These are going to be great for defense. And yes, these blockhouses can train infantry units of the USA Civ. And we're also going to see the hunt-and-gather rate for this USA Civ go up by a lot, because the Russian-American company card does improve that as well. So what's USA's long-term military plan going to be? So they're going Hussar and regular?
What is your command?
Are these even... These are not upgraded units, my friend. You need to upgrade these a bit. We're talking about a full mass of Guard war wagons. Guard. 54 damage. You need to upgrade these Hussars like pronto. They need some tankiness to survive. He heard me and he started to get veteran Hussars, but do you have enough time to get a research, you know? We see this German army on the move here with the Uhlans and the war wagons, and we do see the mass of skirmishers weighing here as well. So we see USA moving this way, as Germany's going this way. Looks like Germany's going to have the first strike, though, because they're going with fast units. Uhlans, war wagons, actual cavalry. So they're going to maneuver the battlefield a lot quicker. See, the problem here is unfortunately the settlers right here, so they can see the enemy approaching, and these falconets were able to intercept the regulars, forcing them to retreat. Oh no. Oh no, look at these Uhlans. Utter catastrophe. You gotta watch out for Uhlans, man. They do a lot of damage. When it comes to villagers, which don't have a lot of defense, They are especially vulnerable to UMs and their high damage output. Oh wow, look at this though. Look at this whole hunt over here completely caught. Never mind. Never mind. Nope, never mind. That's not a success, never mind. Oh boy. Well, they are going to take down these regulars though. These regulars are going to get fed into the fire just so that the hussars can get out scot-free. Yeah, I mean, this has turned out to be an interesting battle. Both sides have incurred serious damage on each other in the form of raiding. It's really anyone's game, though I do put my money more on the Germans because they have the higher technology rate going on for them right now. But we do see USA starting to roll out the rolling artillery Gatling guns. Yeah, Gatling guns, good way to change up a battle. You know, all you need to do is get those Gatling guns working on the skirmishers, and then you might get yourself a bit of an edge. But you do need something to deal with these war wagons, though. And what are you going to use against that exactly? You know, the war wagons can target down your Gatling guns because they do get that anti-artillery multiplier. So yeah, you got to be really careful with that. Really careful. So we see the 3 Gatling guns here, we see veteran regulars, we see veteran hussars. What's the next step? Oh no, look at that. Completely exposed mine right there. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Man, you need to build some towers when you're going that far, going that long. Seriously, get a tower up. It's only about 250 wood, and you got plenty of wood. You gotta get those towers up, so even if you do lose those villagers, you do have a bit of a warning that they're coming that way, and it does bog them down a bit to take it out. It does bog them down a bit to take it out. So it's looking like a bit of a stalemate right now. We're going to see who pushes on who draws their artillery out and gets it sniped. Well, now things have changed drastically. Germany now has horse artillery. Horse artillery sort of changes everything. This gives them the larger mass of artillery and enough to actually overpower these Gatling guns. See, when you look at the stats on these horse artillery and these falconets, they actually outrange the Gatling guns. Bit dry. Sorry about that. But getting back to this, look at the Uhlans completely decimating their way through these units. These horse guns, as well as the Falcons, actually outrange the Gatling guns, and we're able to take them out safely from longer range. Combined with the war wagons and their anti-artillery multipliers. And then after that, it became a total slaughter. GG, folks. GG. That was a good match, you know. This Germany F5 strategy seems to have a lot of merits, it looks like. Because it seems like both times Tuschke has used it, it has produced good results. Let's look at the post-game now to see how it looks. So, resource-wise, yeah, Tuschke had more resources. In particular, the food, also the wooden coin. And in terms of military, yeah, big kill count there. You know, getting those 2 falconets from the age up, getting those horse artillery from the later age, made a big difference. Also the guard war wagons too. Just plain stats on those things. Really good stuff. But I hope you enjoyed that 1 versus 1. It was certainly an action-packed one. I got many more of them in my list to go through, so see you in the next one, folks, that I got. I'm going to be signing off now from this one, and have a good day.